So it's Sunday, back in the garage. I'm going to work on that engine, that one. I need to finish off the sump on that. I started it a couple of weeks ago and kind of stopped it there. Start working on that instead. With all the events being and gone now, I really need to focus on that, and the BMW engine over the back there. That should be ready to go back together in the next couple of weeks. So I'll get amongst it. So first things first, I'll rip the sump off this now. Yeah, you can see I haven't filled in the front there. Get that off. I do need to build another one for this engine as well, but one at a time. I'll get this off now. So on my last video on this engine here, someone pointed out this valve here. It usually has a head on the, I think it's called the oil pressure relief valve, something like that. So I actually need to make clearance for that, something I didn't think about. So what I'm intending on doing is actually using the front of the sump that was on it and just come up and then into here. Like I'll cut this whole face out through here and try and marry that in somehow, and that will give it plenty of clearance for that. I won't have any issues with the cross member in the car. So yeah, I'll start piecing away at it. That's where I'm at now. I'll quickly go stitch this in, and then later on I will cut through this line here, plate over the top. I'll plate this little piece in here, and yeah, I'll just make all this nice and pretty. But in theory that should work, but I should have actually, well, if I've known it now, I would actually cut this piece in the first hit when I first cut this flange out here. But oh well, all good. So that's where I'm up to now. Definitely got clearance for that now in here. So I'll just go ahead and plate this over. And yeah, as I said, plate this in, fully weld it, clean it up, spray it up, done. So not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Okay, it's all welded now. I didn't film it, it was boring. But just soaking out all this bullshit, old oil and whatnot in here. Dry all this up and put it back on the engine, see how we're looking. So I'll just quickly reassemble all this stuff in here and then sit it back on the engine. Still needs a good clean out, but it'll be alright for now. I'll clean it all up before we reassemble the engine. Got 2 bolts holding it down. Flange is sitting nice and flat, so it hasn't warped too much on me. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's function over form at the moment. This will do though. It's nice and solid, it doesn't leak, and I believe it's going to work. So I just have to do one more of these, but that won't be today. I'll do that in a week or so. Next thing, I need to jump back onto this car because I was watching one of Billy's videos on his 20B RX3 and he had a similar issue to what this one had, but his one ended up being a throttle blade jammed up. So I'm going to take that off and investigate it and probably have this all rebuilt. So I'll get it off now. Here's the size of the ports. They're pretty bloody big. Nice. Anyway, it's a bit weird looking at that without the IDA on there. But if you have a look there, all the hardware's gone out of that on that side. And no nut. I don't know what's happened to it all, but I'll get it all replaced. So I'm just hoping, because I have nothing to hold this in place, that this shifted and just jammed the throttle blade, if you want to call it that. I don't know what the technical name is, but yeah, that can't be right. And I'm pretty sure there was actually fuel coming out of here as well, which will explain all of this down here. Well, I'll get to the bottom of it, and yeah, we'll just go from there. So that's about where I'm at the moment. Moving forward, I'm going to draw up this gasket and make get some plates laser cut so I can start building manifolds for both these engines for an IDA. Failing that, RX-7's pretty much at a standstill at the moment. I'm going to take the wheels off it. Something's happening to those. The IDA, as I said, needs to be rebuilt. The rest of it seems to be fine. So a few little things, cosmetic changes I'm going to make to it before reunion. But main focus now is going to be on these two engines. I'll get a list together of what's needed to rebuild them, get it off to the customers, and then hopefully I'll have some parts here and we can start stacking them. And once they're out of the way, then I'm going to pull the RX-8 in and start tinkering with that, which probably first things first, the engine will come out. And I've got some other plates over there which I'll Bridgeport, and I'll just do a quick swap over. And hopefully that will be going all right. The red one at the moment is still having a little bit of issues. Anything above 4.5 grand revs, it starts to fizz out a little bit, but I believe the boys are getting really close with it. I will go check up on that again soon. It's just a little bit too far to go. Maybe next weekend I'll go check it out. So hopefully that will be finished soon. Besides that, that's about it. We'll push through Christmas and yeah, hopefully make some headway on this stuff. Thanks for watching.